Hello, good morning. Myself, I am BSR Botany lecturer. Today our topic fertilization and post-fertilization changes also. Male and female gamete fuse to form a diploid zygote. Formation of zygote is called syngamy or fertilization. So first you look at here. This is the embryo sac. The embryo sac containing the egg apparatus. This is the egg apparatus, and this is the central cell, and here these are the antipodals. So egg apparatus, central cell, antipodals. So purely this is egg apparatus, and this is the central cell, and this one antipodals. 7-celled 8-nucleated embryo sac, During fertilization, here this is the pollen tube. The pollen tube containing how many male gametes? 2 male gametes. Already we discussed that one. So during the fertilization, the pollen tube releasing the male gametes into the cytoplasm of the synergids. These are the synergids. In the synergids, filiform projections are present. Filiform apparatus. Central cell is egg cell. This is the egg cell. This is the filiform apparatus. So the male gametes, 2 male gametes are releasing first into the synergids, cytoplasm of the synergids. So there one of the male gamete fused with the egg cell. One of the male gamete fused with the egg cell to form a diploid zygote. Another male gamete fused with the secondary nucleus to form pen. Here diploid zygote is formed. So clarity diagram. So when you go to clearly, this is the embryo sac. Here diploid zygote is formed. This is the diploid zygote. Whatever here synergids, here these are the antipodals. After fertilization, these antipodals degenerate, synergids also degenerate. Only here triploid pen is formed, triploid pen. So here male and female gamete fuse to form diploid zygote. That process is called syngamy or fertilization. Here one of the male gamete fused with the secondary nucleus to form pen, primary endosperm nucleus. Now this triploid nuclei undergoing free nuclear division, many nuclei are forming, free nuclear division. So look at there in the coconut, when free nuclear division is there, that endosperm appears in liquid form. That appearing in a liquid form, endosperm. Slowly cell wall formation takes place. After cell wall formation, now it is called kernel or copra. This is copra. Now solid form. This endosperm, triploid endosperm is in solid form. So this endosperm is supplying the food materials to embryo. It is supplying the food materials to the embryo. So when the endosperm is supplying the food materials to the embryo, slowly the endosperm is utilizing. When it completely utilizes, when the endosperm is completely utilizes, then totally endosperm is utilizing. When it is completely utilized, that seed is called, when it is totally utilized, that seed is called non-endospermic seed. Totally endosperm is utilizing by the embryo. So that seed is called endospermic seed. So totally utilized, called non-endospermic seed. That is non-endospermic seed. Example, pulses, Fabaceae family members. It's a Fabaceae family members. Whereas in some of the plants, in some of the family members, little amount of the endosperm is left out. Those seeds are called endospermic seeds. They are endospermic seeds. Example, endospermic seeds, example, castor and even coconut also. So endospermic seeds and non-endospermic seeds. So after fertilization, there in the dicot plants, dicot embryo, how development takes place. In the monocot plant, in monocot plants, how embryo development takes place. So first, when you take in the monocot plants, already dicot embryo we discussed. This is the diploid zygote formed, diploid zygote. Now the diploid zygote undergoing mitotic division to form two cells, then again one more division, like that 3-cell stage embryo is present. So this is the terminal cell and this is the middle cell and this one is the basal cell. Clearly during the development, so you take this is the basal cell, and the middle cells are undergoing division. These are the middle cells. The middle cells are purely undergoing division to form. These middle cells finally developed into, they forms plumule and radicle also, plumule and radicle. But actually terminal cells, these are the terminal cells. These terminal cells are undergoing division, finally forms a cotyledon. These are the terminal cells which forms a cotyledon. So this is the middle cell. Middle cell play an important role for the formation of plumule and radicle, and this is the basal cell. Slowly how it is develops. Slowly one cotyledon forms. This is one cotyledon, embryonal axis. Here this is the embryo formation. This cotyledon is also called scutellum. This is scutellum, and this embryonal part, plumule is present, and this is the radicle. Plumule covered by a protective structure called coleoptile, that is called coleoptile, and here radicle which is surrounded by a protective layer. This is radicle covered by coleorhiza. This is coleorhiza. And other view, when you take in maize grain, you take this is endosperm and this is embryo structure. So endosperm protected by hyaluron layer is present. This is the hyaluron layer, purely hyaluron layer. So endosperm is triploid condition. So generally monocots, you take endospermic seed is present. Generally endospermic seed seen in monocots. And you take, this is the shield like structure called scutellum. This is scutellum. Okay, there plumule and radicle. Plumule is covered by coleoptile, and radicle covered by coleorhiza. It's a monocot seed. Totally this is monocot. Inside the monocot seed, how the structure is present. This is the monocot seed. Anyway, we discussed about the monocot embryo. Already dicot embryo also discussed. Next, our discussion is about seed. So after fertilization, ovule developed into seed. Ovary developed into fruit. It's okay. In detail, in depth we have to discuss. So for example, in ovule, You take, this is the anatropous ovule. This is anatropous ovule. It's a funiculus. You know, this is the micropyle. The micropyle developed into seed pore. Micropyle developed into seed pore. And this is embryo sac. This is the zygote. And here pen. Zygote developed into embryo. Zygote developed into embryo. Pen developed into endosperm. Endosperm. Antipodals degenerate. Whatever here antipodals are there, they can degenerate. Here synergids, they are also degenerate. Synergids. So antipodals are degenerating, synergids are also degenerating. This is a micropyle purely developed into seed pore. And this is outer layer testa. This is the outer layer. Two protective layers are present. Outer layer developed into testa, that is called seed coat. Outer layer testa. Inner layer is called a tegmen. Inner layer is called tegmen. Scare of the ovule. This is scare of the ovule. Now it is called as hilum. Now it is called hilum. Scare of the ovule, hilum. So this is the ovule. Ovule finally developed into seed. Ovary developed into fruit. This is ovary. After fertilization, ovary developed into fruit. So now the fruit wall is called pericarp. This is called pericarp. Fruit wall is called pericarp. You know, when the endosperm is completely utilized, that seeds are called non-endospermic seeds or non-albuminous seeds. Fabaceae family members. When the endosperm is little amount is present, those seeds are called endospermic seeds, or it is also called albuminous seeds. They are called albuminous seeds. Example already discussed, castor and coconut. Okay, after fertilization, you know, finally ovule developed into seed, ovary developed into fruit. So this seed takes a period of dormancy. It takes a period of dormancy. So when favorable conditions are available, when water available, the seed can germinate. For pollination, water is not required. For fertilization is also water is not required. But for seed germination, water is required. So when water absorbs, metabolic activity increases inside the seed. Okay. Now, based on that, when you go to structure, here the fruit wall, this is the fruit wall. When fruit wall, here dry fruits are there and fleshy fruits are there. What is the difference between dry fruits and fleshy fruits? You know, ovary developed into fruit. Here, what is the difference between fleshy fruits and dry fruits? In the fleshy fruit, the fruit wall differentiated into outer epicarp, clearly outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, this is mesocarp, inner endocarp. So when the fruit wall is differentiated into epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp, then that is called fleshy fruits. When there is no differentiation, for example, you take dolichos fruit. There is no differentiation, like outer epicarp, middle mesocarp. That fruits are called dry fruits. Example, dolichos, or groundnut also, arachis, groundnut. So these fruits are called dry fruits. There the fruit wall never differentiated into outer epicarp, middle mesocarp and inner endocarp. Only pericarp is present, that is called as a fruit wall. This is the fruit wall. Okay. Next, we have to discuss what is the difference between true fruits and false fruits. We have to discuss true fruits and false fruits. When the fruit developed only from ovary, when the fruit is developed only from the ovary, then that is called true fruit. When the fruit is developed other than the ovary but always along with the ovary, that is called false fruit. Okay, for example, I am going for true fruit. True fruit example, mango. I am taking mango. You just take mango, the fruit is forming. There the fruit purely developed from that is the fruit developed from the ovary. Purely from ovary. Whereas when you take apple, in apple, this is apple, there mainly true fruit is present. That is true fruit. True fruit is present. Ovary developed into true fruit. But there the thalamus stores food materials to form fleshy fruit. So it is a false fruit. So the false fruit developed other than the ovary. So you take this is other than the ovary but along with the ovary. So it is the false fruit. It is false fruit and this one is true fruit. So false fruit is developed other than the ovary but along with the ovary. So example apple, Pyrus malus, there the thalamus forms a false fruit. Thalamus. Okay, it's an important point. Remember that one. Then our discussion after formation of seeds. The seeds viable period is different. Even the seeds can survive for many years. For example, you take the lupin. The lupin plant, especially there the seed germinated after 10,000 years. That is discovered. In the lupin, the seed germinated even after 10,000 years. Even even in a date palm also, in the date palm, the seeds germinated after 2000 years, after formation of 2000 years. So the seeds may germinate after many years also. So they take dormancy. When favorable conditions are available, they can germinate. That is the seed point of view. So after fertilization, ovule developed into seeds. Ovary developed into fruits. You know that one. So when you take the structure, you take this is the inverted ovule. The inverted ovule, stalk part of the ovule is called, this is the funiculus. The funiculus after fertilization developed into stalk of the seed. This is developed into stalk of the seed. Scare of the ovule is called hilum. This is purely hilum. Micropyle developed into seed pore. Micropyle developed into seed pore. Outer layer, outer integument developed into testa. Inner integument, this is inner integument, that is now developed into tegmen. This is called tegmen. So testa and tegmen. And you take this is the embryo sac. Zygote here, zygote developed into embryo. Zygote developed into embryo. Here this is endosperm. Pen developed into endosperm. This is endosperm. When the endosperm is present, that seeds are called endospermic seeds or albuminous seeds. They are called albuminous seeds. So when the endosperm is present, they are called endospermic seeds or albuminous seeds. So albuminous seeds, example, castor. Castor is present and coconut is also there. Castor and coconut. So clear diagram. So X albuminous, no endosperm. Example, Fabaceae you can take. Albuminous seeds, albuminous seeds, example, you take castor and coconut also. Okay. Then when you go to fruits types, fruits, here the fruits are two types, true fruits and false fruits. After fertilization, this is the ovule developed into seed, ovary developed into fruit. When the ovary developed into fruit, that fruit is called true fruit. That is called true fruit. False fruit. False fruits are clearly, they are not developed from the ovary. It means other parts of the flower, but along with the ovary. It is purely along with the ovary. Other than the ovary, but along with the ovary. That fruits are called false fruits. Anyway, true fruit example, you take true fruit example, mango. False fruits example, apple. So in a apple, you take this is the false fruit. So it is the seed. The seeds are enclosed in the true fruit. The ovary developed into true fruit. Ovary. This is the true fruit. Ovary developed into true fruit. But the thalamus also stores food materials to form. This is to form false fleshy fruit. This is the thalamus to form false fleshy fruit. This is a false fruit. This is called false fruit. So the fruit is developed other than the ovary, but along with the ovary is called false fruit. False fruit example, apple. The thalamus is developed into false fruit. Okay. And one more thing, parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpic fruits means the fruits are formed without fertilization. Without fertilization, then they are called parthenocarpic fruits. Example, banana. Okay. Then one more thing we have to discuss. Here, what is the difference between fleshy fruits and dry fruits? Fleshy fruits and dry fruits. So fleshy fruit, I am taking example mango. The wall, fruit wall. The fruit wall is called pericarp. You take in the mango, outer layer is called epicarp. Epicarp is leathery in texture. Mesocarp is fleshy. That is the mesocarp. Mesocarp, little bit fleshy is present. This is the mesocarp. Mesocarp is fleshy. Mesocarp. And endocarp is stony. Endocarp purely stony. So this is mango. So outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and inner endocarp. The differentiation is present in the fleshy fruits. Whereas in dry fruits, when you go in dry fruits, example you take dolichos. In dolichos, you just observe the fruit wall is not differentiated into outer epicarp and middle mesocarp and inner endocarp. There is a pericarp, no differentiation like outer epicarp, middle mesocarp and inner endocarp. So this is the fruit wall point of view. Then you go for seeds. The seeds, ovule developed into seeds. Generally, the seeds takes a period of dormancy. The various, that is dormancy, generally dormancy period is different from species to species. When water availability is there, for pollination and fertilization, water is not required. So when water available, when favorable conditions are available, there the seeds can germinate. This is the point. These seeds can viable for many years. Recently discovered, so mainly recently discovered, the example lupin. There, the oldest seeds near about 10,000 years. That in that plant, the seeds takes dormancy near about to 10,000 years. After 10,000 years, recently the seeds germinated. Not only that one, even phoenix, date palm, Phoenix dactylifera. The seeds of Phoenix dactylifera also recently the seeds germinated after 2000 years. So the seeds can germinate during the favorable condition. They can take dormancy for many years also. So the next discussion about apomixis. Apomixis means the seeds are forming without fertilization is called apomixis. For example, in Asteraceae family members, and in some of the grasses, that apomixis we can observe. How the apomixis? Actually, when you take in the embryo sac, the embryo sac egg cell or synergids or antipodals, whatever are there, is egg cell, these are all are formed by meiotic division. So without meiotic division, the egg cell is forming. So when the after meiosis egg cell is formed, that is haploid condition. But here the egg cell is formed without meiotic division, means now this egg cell is in diploid condition. So this egg cell is diploid, that diploid egg cell directly forming the embryo. So this is the embryo is forming by asexual reproduction. It is asexual. Actually egg cell is haploid. Haploid egg cell, haploid male gamete fused to form diploid zygote. But here it is not like that. Directly the egg cell is formed without meiotic division. So now it is in diploid condition. So that seeds are apomixis. That seed having diploid embryo developed from the diploid egg cell. And later on, when you go for polyembryony. Polyembryony here mainly you take this is embryo sac, these are the antipodals and these are the synergids. So generally polyembryony is seen in citrus and mango. So especially in citrus and mango, here you take this is the ovule, purely this is the ovule. Here nucellular cells are present. So actually the here important thing you just remember, you take this is embryo and this is the endosperm. Actually endosperm is supplying the food materials to the embryo, and you take this is the ovule. Here these are the nucellular cells. Even nucellus is also supplying the food materials to the embryo. So here nucellular cells are diploid in condition. That diploid nucellular cells are entering into the embryo sac like this. The nucellular cells are entering. The nucellular cells are diploid. So the diploid cells are entering into the embryo sac and forms like embryonal structures. So many embryos are forming. So now this is the seed containing many embryo. Example, mango. So in mango, many embryos are forming. That formation, that formation of embryos is called polyembryony. So polyembryony is seen in mango. That is because of entry of new cellular cells into the embryo sac.